Alright, let's go and get started. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out a suggested build by one of the commenters on one of my previous builds. So go ahead and thank Weeks 9000 for this build, because I really do appreciate anybody who suggests anything. They want us to focus on using a Doom build for the Huntress. So specifically, we're going to be using the Misery's End, which gives us plus 52% crit damage, plus 39% crit damage modifier, plus 29% cast mastery, or frequency, and plus 6% multicast chance. And that is mostly because we have this upgraded to plus 8. That is all the materials I have currently allowed to give it plus 8, and I need to farm a little bit more for more of the boss pieces to do it. But the Misery's End comes with 2 skills. Obscure Arrow fires a shot in the targeted direction that bounces between enemies until it has traveled a certain distance, causing damage and applying doom, and you gain aptitude, which gives us increased crit damage. Then we have Void Trap, which I don't think I've ever used a skill before, because I'm pretty sure I've never used this weapon before on the Huntress or the Sentinel. And that is Void Trap, leaves a trap on the ground that pulls enemies towards its position. When triggered, causes damage and applying doom and weakness to area. They also wanted me to try using Chakram with this build, as well as Shadow Spikes and Shadow Orbs. We're going to go ahead and combine all those. I think I might actually end up taking maybe Split Shot or Ricochet, whichever one that pops first. I believe that is all the skills that'll to be taken to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's 6 abilities for us. As far as our runes go, for my versatility runes, I am going to be taking we'll remove Material Harvest. I'm going to take Endless Refill, but we're going to take Weapon Expert and Reroll Mastery. Dash Mastery, because we never leave home without it. We got Multicast Mastery, so we can have multiple instances of our spells cast. Elemental Flow, all of your damage, damaging negative effects deal damage 100% more often. The durations are not affected by this rune, causing them to deal increased damage over the total duration. I believe this also works with Doom, pretty sure, because Doom does, I believe it says 80 damage after 5 seconds, so I believe we actually get this to trigger a little bit often. And then I like having the extended reach on my projectiles, and since we're using specifically projectiles with the Sentinel, we're going to be getting the extra use out of this. As far as our skill tree goes, if you're not familiar with the Sentinel's passive trait is Nature's Guardian. The Sentinel may now track wild panthers, creating a bond that allows her to mount them, becoming considerably more powerful while mounted. So essentially, every once in a while, you'll see some animal tracks, you track them down, you'll be able to chase down a panther, and after staying within proximity for a couple of seconds, you'll actually mount the panther, and you'll have a lot of maneuverability, as well as some extra damage going out. So we're going to try this out. If you like these sort of builds, or you want to recommend a build for me, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what your build ideas are, and I'll try to showcase them here on the channel if I can. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the Scorching Valley. Of course, we are at Curse 7, with all the curses currently active, and I usually only do this first one, mostly because I want to showcase this for people maybe who can't do the harder content or need some help doing it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so as you can see right off the bat, the Doom is, and I have made this very aware before, that Doom is probably one of my favorite elements in this game. I love this status effect, because the way Doom works is essentially, it fills up the enemy's health bar with a little purple there. If it ends up filling up more than there is red on their health bar, it basically acts as an execute, and you can have multiple stacks of Doom on an enemy, therefore essentially making it to where you can basically build it up even faster. We're gonna go ahead and take Calamity, increases the damage of every type of Doom you apply. The more Doom we have going out, the more Doom bar fills up the rest of the stuff. You can see a whole bunch of our obscure traps going out. I am gonna go ahead and start getting rid of stuff we are not taking, and I am not going to be taking a lot of this stuff. And I am glad. Oh, there we go. We have Bladed Chakram. If we can manage to get the skill that allows us to essentially get our Doom on every ability, we're going to be in a good place. Should be almost done. There we go. We've not done. We are now mounting our Panther here. That's really nice. We're going to take the Lethality. Lethality will be really good. I always love taking Lethality. We're also going to take Shadow Spikes. There we go. We have 4 of our 6 abilities. And we should be having our Void Lords pop up any time now. All your attacks may now apply Doom thanks to Fateful Strikes. We will go ahead and take it. Now even our Chakram will be giving out. Really nice. Looks like we have our first shield tower going up. I am going to go ahead and lock Agile and take Relentless. Our shield tower is over to the left. I am going to go ahead and take that one out so that way we have reduced damage. removed, because for every shield tower that goes up, it does do, you do reduced damage to the Void Lords. I said do. We're going to go ahead and take multi-cast. And then we're going to start working on these Void Lords. And because of the movement that we're getting inherently from our Panther, we should be able to stand on most of everything. It does seem to be a little bit slower at the beginning, but I don't have any problem believing that this is going to catch up in time with the rest of the build. Let's see if we can go ahead and grab another one. I don't think we're taking Void. I believe we're taking... maybe it is Void. We'll see. I'm going to take Void for now, just so we have another skill. And you can see the Void building up on our guys there. Go ahead and do some more Faithful Strikes. There we go. We go ahead and take Lethality. And we'll take Ricochet Strikes. Absolutely. Go ahead and do Powerful Strikes there. And I thought for sure we were already done with this guy. The execute there from the rest of the Doom stuff building up. Doom Incarnate increases the damage of skills that don't have Doom on it. That's nice. I want to see if there was a Shadow Orb. That was the one. We're going to replace Void for that one because we have too many stationary skills. And I would really like to have some of the skills be not as stationary. We're going to take Powerful Strikes, Multicast, Powerful Strikes, or Damage Increase. Shadow Orb. I say let's lock this one, and we'll take one, that one. Increase the duration of time on mounted. That's fine. And now we should already be dotting up enemies a little bit better. We'll go ahead and channel our Panther. It did just pass by us, so that's the reason why that was easy to do for us. We'll go ahead and go with... I'm going to go ahead and start increasing the amount of damage we get from our Doom. The more Doom we have, the better off we are going to be. And I can already feel the damage pumping out of us. We're already making a beeline for our next set of Void Lord, just with the all of our abilities at our disposal. All right, next set of Lords are up at a fairly decent speed. And we do have our Panther for a while, so I believe we'll have the Panther for the entirety of their life bars. Hopefully. Yep, okay, yeah, no, we're killing things a lot faster now. There we go. Nice. Take the Agile. Gotta pick up one of this and get all the XP on the field. Reinforce projectiles. For each skill you have a projectile type. Improve your skills without the projectile type. I believe Obscure Trap is the only one not considered a projectile. Could be wrong. No, Shadow Spikes and... Oh, okay, so Shadow Orb and Shadow Spikes and a Void Trap aren't currently considered that. We'll do the area effect of the Obscure Trap. Do some Lethality. Reinforce projectile, sure. And multicast, there we go. Ooh, a legendary reinforced projectiles, nice. We do have a treasure over here. Let's go ahead and try to channel this treasure while we wait for our next series of Lords to show up. I do see that we have the shield tower over there. We get that one enough to break it. Yep, okay. Shield tower was able to be damaged. I really hope that I can chalk that up to my 80% additional, ranged attack projectiles for that one. We'll go with, let's go ahead and increase the damage of the attack speed of our chakrams. And unfortunately, we don't have the Panther for this one. I don't think we're going to need it. It does look like we are going to be able to take them out rather fast, because we are doing a lot of damage, and we do have a lot of movement speed on our own. My goodness, they are dead zone. We're going to go ahead and make sure we dash out of all of this. We took a little bit of the damage there from all those AoEs on the ground. And I will say, as far as the effects on screen go, I am noticing that this one isn't so graphic intensive on my screen. I really haven't turned down my visibility on this one. So there's at least that if you like having all the extra stuff on the screen, being able to see what you're doing, I can at least speak on behalf of this. Being able to keep your stuff at, max visibility if you want to see everything. Smaller projectiles like this definitely make it really nice. You know, the fact that you have to turn down the visibility in screens because they're so flashy. I love flashy skills, but at the same time, if you can't see the flashy skills because they're covering up all the danger you're about to be put in, that kind of sucks, right? There we go. Go ahead and do that one. Multicast on Shadow Orb. Go ahead and take out this tower over here while we're at it. And we're actually making really good time. We only need one set of Void Lords left. I'm going to go ahead and do Faithful Strikes. We'll do reroll. Let's go ahead and Nature's Guardian. Reduce the time it takes for our Panther to show back up. Speaking of our Panther is almost over. The one thing I'll say about this Obscura Trap that I really like is we've literally been dotting the outside perimeter of the map with these Obscura Traps. So as enemies are spawning behind us, they're probably walking into us and being absolutely annihilated, which is wonderful. We're going to take another legendary reinforced projectiles, because why wouldn't we? I probably should have locked that blue Shadow Orb. That could have been nice, but we do have our last set of Void Lords showing up, which is really cool. Means that we are making great time. We haven't even needed the Panther to make quick work of them. It is really nice when you don't have to rely on your character's trait in order to essentially get the job done. Alright, so go into Overlord 1. At a time of 5 minutes, 23 seconds, this has proven to be fairly quick. Not the quickest so far, but it is still very strong. It did take a little bit, like the first 2 minutes or so, to get off the ground. But I won't hold that against it. I mean, obviously, whenever you're using sort of negative status effect sort of build, it does take a little bit of build up to get into what you're doing. We're going to take the damage increase to our Shadow Orb. And we got to work on taking out these elites so we can get our Void Lords to show up. They are now here. Let's go ahead and damage increase on our Obscure Arrow. And let's see. Damage increase on Shadow Spikes, not a bad idea. Let's do that one. Oh, we got our Panther. Can we channel him before? Yeah. There we go. We're basically noodling in between all those Titans. Those Void Lords right there. I was hoping we weren't going to be AoE to death. There they go, and they are down. Man, I love seeing the amount of projectiles are going out. I'm going to continue upgrading Chakram. I love the fact that we can actually, I don't know if you're catching this, whenever the Chakrams are going out, I can actually run alongside the Chakrams. I am just as fast as the projectiles being thrown. Damage increased by 30%. I will take that. And if we pick up one of these crystals here, one of these Soulstones, we should get an XP out of it. There we go. Actually, we got 5 skill points out of it. Let's go ahead and do damage increase. Damage increase. Damage increase. Damn it. A lot of damage increase. Let's re-roll a little bit here. See, whenever you cast a skill type, Shadow, you have a chance of casting another one of your current skills with a bomb type. Do we have a bomb type skill? Okay, so Void Trap is a bomb. I don't know if I really care for that one. Let's go ahead and, ooh, Grim Precision. That'll be really good. Your crits may now, whatchamacallit, cause doom. And I think we have 75% crit chance. So not bad. We can make that even better. A legendary damage increase, I will take it. Let's see, let's go ahead and do another reroll. It really wants us to give that skill chain. Doom, that one's a good one. It really wants us to get that skill chain that increases the damage of our bomb skill. Don't get me wrong, Void Trap could be really good, but we only have one bomb, and I feel like maybe we're losing out if we just single out one just kind of utility skill. Alright. Take all this XP in. Multicast on the Void Trap? Sure, why not? Increase the damage of your Doom by 210% or to 210%. XP to Shadow Spikes going up. Increase the damage of your Doom to 270%. Absolutely. I do like all of that. Let's see. Reroll. Got Fateful Strikes. And I'll do the... Oh, let's do a Doom. Not Doom, Lethality. And get that Lethality closer to 100% if we can. We'll go ahead and do that one. And Relentless is really good. The faster we can cast our skills, the better we are going to be. Of course, I haven't seen our Panther in a while. Is there a Panther? Oh, it's over here. I realize now that maybe I was terrible about trying to get my Panther up. Uh-oh. Oh, we lost our Panther. There we go. Now we're on it. That built up really fast. The only way this could be even faster is if we end up getting that passive that procs percentage of our Doom damage up front whenever we cast it. Merciless will be really good as well. We have so many traps on the ground. So many chakrams going out. I need to look to see how many stacks of Doom we're causing for it to be built up on enemies. Let's see. Take that. Where are our enemies at? There they are. There's the Void Lords. Let's aim at this guy. I saw 180, something, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, like 670 stacks on them. That last one was 760 stacks. I took a little bit of damage there, just mostly because I was looking at the damage being dealt rather than my health, or the amount of stacks of Doom, rather. I always like to try to keep track of it. The most stacks I've ever had on a single enemy for any particular status ailment so far has been about 3,500 stacks. It's really fun when you can see that many stacks show up on an enemy within, you know, a couple seconds. Soak up all the XP. We'll reduce the time until Panther shows up by another 10%. And they should all stack Doom on them relatively quickly. They're all about half full on Doom already. There we go. And that is it for Overlord 1. Go ahead into Overlord 2 and let it ramp up even further. So far, I'm fairly impressed with this build. I really do genuinely enjoy this. I wasn't actually looking at the Sentinel just yet, so I'm glad someone pointed it out. I've actually been trying to figure out an interesting build for the Legionnaire specifically, as well as the Paladin, because it occurred to me earlier when I was looking at the different characters, I have not made a Paladin guide since my first Paladin guide on my channel back like 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in November since last time I made a Paladin guide. If you have any Paladin ideas or anything that works with the Paladin, make sure you let me know, because that's definitely one I think I want to try to make a build on, but so far nothing has really panned out the way I would like it to build. So we'll see how that works. Go ahead and take Doom Incarnate, because we have a couple of those. We'll go damage increase on Obscure Arrow. Damage increase on Chakram. We haven't taken a lot of Magnetic today, have we? Damage increase there. Damage increase on Void Trap, sure, why not? I would actually love to take this into Titan Hunt and see how this works in a Titan Hunt mode. This was more of a testing the water sort of thing with this build for me. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and have a burn attack there. Not to focus on it, but any extra damage is, you know, extra damage, which is nice. Looks like our Panther is out. Multicast. No. Oh. I lost my Panther. Where'd he go? Oh, he's circling this way. There we go. We got the Panther. Those guys are down. Again, I'm still kind of impressed with how small this room is and how much I'm running around. Maybe it's not as easy for you guys to see, but like for me, this is actually high amounts of visibility for having all this multicast and effects going off the screen. I can still see the danger circles on the ground to be aware of them. And I do really like that I can, so that's probably my favorite thing about this build so far, is just the high amount of visibility we have in general with everything that we're doing. I'll go ahead and re-roll. Let's do, oh, I guess we didn't take that one. This is, like, increased amount of time on Panther. Okay. So now we got a 20% reduction in the amount of time for it to show up. Yeah, it was, because now we have a 30% increased time on the Panther. We're going to lock that one. That one. There we go. Let's see. Damage increase on Shadow Spike? Sure. Take lethality. What's our crit chance? 95%. Nice. Okay. So now 95% of the time our normal attacks or standard arrows or whatever are causing doom, which is super awesome. Carnate? Sure. And re-roll a couple times here, find something good. Oh, there we go. This is actually going to make the build even stronger because now a percentage of that damage is being dealt up front from our doom. Kind of interesting to see what the overall damage on the Void Trap even is. Oh, he's gonna try to chase us with its laser beam. I see our Panther's up, but we don't really need the Panther. It is over. That is the run right there. Go ahead and end this and look at our damage numbers to see how this works out. I want to see the numbers behind it all. So Shadow Orb coming up front, which is kind of surprising. I figured since we had Obscure Arrow most of the time, that would be doing the most of it, but I guess not. I guess because Shadow Orb might be doing more. That's 1236 with a 2.5 second cooldown. This one is 1131 with a 0.6 second cooldown. 1768 on Doom. Oh, I see. So the Doom damage is what really made this one accelerate even further, because Shadow Orb does 7,086 for us whenever we're using this. And then Shadow Spike's coming in second, doing 2,682 damage a second. That's pretty good. But overall, I still think it's a pretty good build. I believe Chakram was also doing some good numbers. I mean, all around, all the stuff was doing fairly good, except for Arrow Barrage. Is that our... Yeah, that's our artifact power. Okay. Fires a barrage of arrows at target direction that causes damage and flies doom every 0.25 seconds. That's a pretty good deal. I like that one. All right. So that was the Sentinel build. I don't know what we're going to call this one yet. I'd leave it to Weeks 9000 to see if what he wants to call it, and we'll kind of figure out something. That being said, if you like these kind of builds and we need to see more build guides here for Soulstone Survivor, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what type of build you're using, or if you have an idea for a Paladin build so that I can try that one out as well. Until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my video. Later.